नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नास्तभयेष्वदेषु नित्यं भगवते सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीम्। एते चं सकला पुंसं कृष्णस्तु भगवान् स्वयम् इन्द्रियादिव्याकुलं लोकं हृद्यन्ते युगे युगे। नाम संकीर्तनं यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनं प्रणामदुःखशमनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम्। निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमकदमृतदिवसम्भुतं बिबदभगतं रासमालयं मुहुरहोराशिकभुविभावुकः। We are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, first chapter, text number 23. Vasudeva grihe sakshat Bhagavan Purusha Param Janishyate tat priyartam Sambhavantu surastriya. Vasudeva grihe. In the house of Vasudeva. Who would be the father of Krishna when the Lord appeared? Sakshat, personally. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who has full potency. Purusha, the original person. Para, who is transcendental. Janishyate, will appear. Tat priya artham, and for his satisfaction. Sambhavantu, should take birth. Surastriya, all the wives of the demigods. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who has full potency, will personally appear as the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, all the wives of the demigod should also appear in order to satisfy him. Purport. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Tyaktva deham punajjanma naiti mam eti. After giving up the material body, the devotee of the Lord returns home, back to Godhead. This means that the devotee is first transferred to the particular universe where the Lord is at that time staying to exhibit his pastimes. There are innumerable universes, and the Lord is appearing in one of these universes at every moment. Therefore, his pastimes are called Nitya Lila, eternal pastimes. The Lord's appearance as a child in the house of Devaki takes place continuously in one universe after another. Therefore, the devotee is first transferred to that particular universe where the pastimes of the Lord are current. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, even if a devotee does not complete the course of devotional service, he enjoys the happiness of the heavenly planets, where the most pious people dwell, and then takes birth in the house of a Suchi, or Shriman, a pious Brahmana or a wealthy Vaishya. Suchinam Shrimatam Gehe Yoga Brasto Abhijayate. There's a pure devotee, even if unable to execute devotional service completely, is transferred to the upper planetary system where pious people reside. From there, if his devotional service is complete, such a devotee is transferred to the place where the Lord's pastimes are going on. Herein it is said, Sambhavantu Surastriyaha. Surastri, the woman of the heavenly planets, were thus ordered to appear in the Yadu dynasty in Vrindavan to enrich the pastimes of Lord Krishna. These Surastri, when further trained to live with Krishna, would be transferred to the original Golok Vrindavan. During Lord Krishna's pastimes within this world, the Surastri were to appear in different ways in different families to give pleasure to the Lord, just so that they would be fully trained before going to the eternal Golok Vrindavan. With the associates of Lord Krishna, either at Dwarka Puri, Mathura Puri or Vrindavan, they would certainly return home, back to Godhead. Among the Surastri, the woman of the heavenly planets, there are many devotees such as the mother of the Upendra incarnation of Krishna. It was such devoted women who were called for in this connection. Omajnana timirandasya jnananjana sarkya chakshuranmilitam yanam tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadantikam Bandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotavadakamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarjatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshare Vrijabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivajiri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Nama Eva Kevalam Kalam Nastyeva Gatiranyata. Vasudeva Grihe Sakshat Bhagavan Purusha Paraha Janishyati Tat Priyartham Sambhavantu Sarastriyaha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who has full potency, will personally appear as the son of Vasudeva. Therefore, all the wives of the demigod should also appear in order to satisfy him. So Parikshit Maharaj, Shukadeva Goswami is relating to Parikshit Maharaj upon being asked by him to kindly speak more about Krishna's wonderful pastimes. And so Shukadeva Goswami is explaining to him how the demigods, they were approaching the Lord at the ocean of milk, Kshisagar, but they were not able to see the Lord. But then Lord Brahma, the foremost of the demigods, sat in meditation, and being blessed by the Lord, the Lord gave him instruction. So still he could also not see the Lord, but he could hear him. And then what he heard, so then the order of the Supreme Lord, the instruction of the Supreme Lord, that he will come himself, and also that the demigods, or the wife of the demigods also, they should also come. So Lord Brahma is informing the demigods that they should also help in the pastimes of the Lord in this earthly realm, Bhoma Vrindavan. So in this verse, Vasudeva Grihe Sakshat, Shukadev Goswami is explaining how Brahmaji is speaking, that in the house of Vasudeva, the father of Vasudeva Krishna, Sakshat personally he will appear. And then is specifying here that Bhagavan Purusha Paraha is Param Purush, Purusha Paraha, the greatest transcendental personality, Bhagavan, full in all opulences. Brahmaji, the first created being in the material universe, who is also the Adiguru in our Sampradaya, being directly instructed by Krishna himself, and who also received the Gayatri Mantra, first also from Divya Saraswati, Gopal Mantra, and then from Krishna, the Gayatri Mantras. As Krishna was playing the flute, the Gayatri Mantras were emanating from the flute and entering the Krishna, so transcendental, original personality of Godhead. So simply by playing the flute, he initiated Lord Brahma, and he became Dvija, twice born. As we know, Lord Brahma, who is the smallest Brahma there are many universes, as it is mentioned in the scriptures, as Prabhupada is mentioning here. There are innumerable universes, and in each universe there is one Lord Brahma, one Lord Indra, Lord Shiva. But our universe is the smallest. So we should always remember that and be always humble. We are the smallest universe. Our Brahma is the smallest, only 4 heads. Sisi Gaunitai, Sisi Krishnaram, Sisi Radha Shama Sundar. Other Brahmas, they have 10 heads, 100 heads. So 4 heads means 8 years. But usually the mantras are received in 1 year. So in the 4 years the mantra were entering. And then he was contemplating and realizing the absolute truth, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even it is mentioned by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in the commentary to the Brahma Samhita, that it was revealed to Lord Brahma that is a maidservant of Krishna, that is a gopi. But not all the details were revealed to him. So many details are there, so the form is there and the name is there, and the Vasasthan, where to stay, where is this place, and the father's name, mother's names, and so on, different things are there. Even the dress is mentioned. So there's different details, so they were not revealed. So usually the revelations, they come step by step. First we understand, or we hear, we are not this body, and then we practice, we can better understand we are not this body, and so on. And then ultimately you can realize your Sarup. Transcendental form, Satchidananda Sarup, being part and parcel of Krishna. So Lord Brahma, he has explained also in the Brahma Samhita very beautiful prayers which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu collected when he was going to South India, so to say, to look for his brother Vishwarup, who had left early, taken sannyas. But ultimately, and as we know, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to establish the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So he established the Yuga Dharma, and not only that, but he also showed by his practical example how to engage in devotional service and in which mood to chant the holy names, because many persons are chanting the holy names. But specifically he came to give Braj Bhav, and then especially even also Unad Ujjala Ras, the Gopi Bhav. So Lord Brahma in the first verse is explaining Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. So there are many controllers, many personalities of Godhead. But the topmost, that is Krishna. Sarveshwareshwar. There are many Ishwar, Sarva Ishwar, so many Ishwars are there, so many personalities of Godhead. But the Ishwar of all the other Ishwaras, that is Krishna. Sareshwar Ishwar, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Satchidananda Vigraha. His form is, as mentioned here, Paraha. It is transcendental. It is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge. Vigraha, but it is personal form. Beautiful form of Krishna. Dvibhujam, with two arms, but transcendental. Murlidharam, holding the flute. Ganashyamam, and his body is very beautiful, most beautiful. So, resembling the dark, the color of his beautiful form is resembling the dark blue rain cloud of the rainy season, which are very much welcome, especially in Vrindavan or in India. After the summer, everyone is looking forward for the black cloud. Only persons, they're just looking for the black cloud, but we are looking for Krishna. And when you see the black cloud, then we are reminded of Krishna. How beautiful clouds, that is Krishna's color. Megha Sham, another name of Krishna, Megha Sham, Megha, so that means the cloud. So very beautiful form, transcendental form. Kanaka Jalada. So Jalada, that which is giving water, so that is the cloud. So that is Krishna's transcendental form, beautiful form, Bhagavan. So the personalities of God, they are addressed as Bhagavan, having all opulences, all beauty, strength, fame, wealth, knowledge and renunciation. So it's Bhagavan, Ramchandra, Nrsimha Bhagavan and so on. They all address as Bhagavan. Even the powerful demigods, like Lord Brahma is sometimes addressed as Bhagavan. Even Lord Indra, although sometimes he is deviating from the proper conduct, but still he is addressed as Bhagavan. He's a great personality. And then Bhrigu Muni, Shukadeva Goswami, because they are fully dedicated to the Supreme Lord, they may be addressed as Bhagavan. But there's only one, Swayam Bhagavan. Ete chamsa kala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So there are many, Ete chamsa kala pumsam, there are many personalities, but they are expansions of Krishna. And then Krishnastu Swayam Bhagavan, Bhagavan Swayam. But Krishna certainly is that original personality of Godhead, Adi Purush, Sarva Karana Karanam, the source of everything, the original personality. And in every verse of the Brahma Samhita is from text 29 till 56, there is beautifully glorifying Krishna, addressing him as Govinda, the one who is giving pleasure to the senses and to the cows, to the gopas and the gopis. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So I worship that Adi Purush Govinda. So that verse, Ete chamsa kala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Sayam. So that is to be remembered throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Acharyas have explained that verse is known as Paribhasha Sutra. So Sutra is the essence, giving in just one verse of the whole Bhagavatam, that Krishna Stu Bhagavan Swayam is the original personality of Godhead. That should always be remembered. And all the other personalities, they are expansions of Krishna, the expansions of the expansions. As explained here, so the three abodes are there of the Lord. It is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, other places, that they are unlimited Vaikuntha planets. But the foremost and the most exalted planet is known as Krishna Loka, where Krishna is residing, and that is divided in three parts: Dwarkapuri, Mathurapuri and Vrindavan. So the original form of Krishna is in Braj, Vrindavan, Krishna's own abode, of Yashodanandan, Nandanandan. And then there is Mathuresh and Dwarkadish. These are expanded forms of Krishna. Also Krishna, simultaneously they are non-different, but they are different from Krishna. A little different mood is there. In Braj, everyone is worshipping Krishna with love and without knowing that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They have the understanding that Krishna is my best friend, Krishna is my son, Krishna is my beloved. So the Madhurya Bhav is there, the very sweet relationship with Krishna. Whereas in Mathurapuri and Dwarkapuri, in Mathurapuri there is some Aishwarya Bhav is there, but sweetness is there also. And they have the associates there. Krishna is there in his expanded form, and then his associates are there in Mathurapuri. And then in Dwarkapuri, Krishna is there, Dwarkadish, and then the queens are there, headed by Rukmini and Satyabhama. And so also the queens, so in Dwarka, just like Krishna is an expanded form of Dwarkadish is an expanded form of Yashodananda Krishna. Similarly, the queens of Dwarka, the expanded form of Shrimati Radharani or the other gopis. So Krishna is Mool Roop, the original personality of Godhead, Adi Purush, and then Shrimati Radharani, she is the Mool Shakti, the original energy, the original goddess of fortune. All the other goddesses of fortune, they are expansions of Shrimati Radharani. So further in this verse is explaining Janishyate, so the Sakshat, he personally, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will appear himself in his original form. And so as we have heard, that, and it is well known from the Bhagavatam and the literatures of the previous acharyas, the associates of the six Goswamis, that Krishna appeared simultaneously in Mathura, as explained here, Vasudeva Grihe, Janishyate Sambhavantu. Sambhavantu means he will, Janishyate means he will appear, Sambhavantu means he will take birth. So he appeared in a baby form first, but always as the transcendental personality of Godhead. But because Vasudeva and Devaki, so they were a little bit afraid that when Kamsa, so he will hear that now the eighth child has come, so that he will then take the child and kill him. So they were praying to please show your original form as the Supreme Lord. So their love is also pure love, but they have some Madhurya Bhav, they have loving affection for Krishna, but at the same time, they have also some own reverence. And they know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, answering the prayers, and by his own sweet will, ultimately, then he manifests as his Chaturbhuj Roop, four-arm form, just to give them assurance that they do not have to worry, that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nothing can happen to him. And as we know, and as it is explained in the Bhagavatam and in the commentaries, especially by the Acharyas, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Sanatana Goswami, that Vasudeva brought his transcendental child at the dead of night, crossing the Jamuna, and it is rainy season. It was raining very nicely on that time, and the river was full of water. Now, of course, we see in the Jamuna river hardly any water, because in Yamuna Nagar, towards the Himalayas, they make a dam to get electricity, so hardly any water will come. But during the rainy season, sometimes there's so much rain in the Himalayas that they have to open the dam, and then some more water is coming. But Krishna's time, no dam, and it was very nicely flowing, and so he had a little difficulty in crossing, but then Jamuna Devi also mercifully gave way, but she also touched the lotus feet of child Krishna, being also a pure devotee of the Lord. And then, so he brought his transcendental child to Gokul, and then at that time, Maria Yashoda had given birth to Krishna, and that is Yashoda Nandan, Nanda Nandan, the original personality of Godhead. Also a girl had appeared, Yogamaya, Subhadra Devi, and then but Vasudev, the father of Vasudev, Krishna, he did not see Krishna, Yashoda Nandan. He only saw the girl, because so she gave birth to one, and then she turned the other side, and then in this way on each of her side, so one child was there, Krishna, and then on the other side Subhadra, Yogamaya. So he only saw the girl, and then he put his child there and took the girl, and then that Vasudeva Krishna merged in Yashodanandan Krishna. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining, quoting from the Bhagavad Gita, Janma karma chamedivyam evam yaveti taktvataha. Prabhupada is quoting the last two lines, Tyaktvadhyam puna janma naityamam eti swarjuna. But the first line is very important. The first two lines also we should see. Janma karma chamedivyam evam yo veti tattvataha. Veti tattvataha. Veti means to know, tattvata in truth, completely, properly. Janma, the transcendental Divya Janma, karma. So one who understands Krishna's appearance and his transcendental activities, he will not take birth again. So he will enter the pastimes as indicated here by Prabhupada in the purport. He will enter the pastimes of Krishna in one of the universes. So Srila Prabhupada in the Bhagavad Gita, quite in the beginning of the very lengthy introduction, maybe 40 pages, and very practically the essence of all our philosophy is there. But quite in maybe after 5-6 pages, he's explaining about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his eternal associates, and the relationship in Braj, the sweet relationship, and the 5 kinds of relationships which can be had with Krishna. Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vatsalyaras, and Madhuryaras. Sometimes the Acharya is explaining that in Braj, actually there are only 4 rasas, because everyone is engaged in service, even though apparently, for example, the animals or the trees, they appear to be in Shantaras, because even as we know here how the tree can have a relationship with a human being, or even the animals. So, but in the transcendental realm it is different. They are Satchidananda Swarup, even the trees. If necessary, they can walk from one place to another somehow. And if they can see, and they can, if needed, they can talk, and even the parrots. And so they are transcendental personalities, Satchidananda Swarup. But for the purpose of giving pleasure to the Lord, as explained here, Tat Priyartam, Priya Artam, to give satisfaction to the Lord, Priya. Priti Purvak, we should do everything with love for Krishna. So for that purpose, they appear in such a way there by Krishna's will since time immemorial. But they have so much love for Krishna, and there's a direct relationship with Krishna. Krishna is having this loving exchange with all the Brijbasis every day. He's trying to go almost everywhere. And also having the loving exchange with the trees, with the animals, the birds. So that is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like the sun. We can see the sun, and all the pious person in India, they will offer namaskar to the sun at least. When they see the sun, they will do namaskar. Fold their hands and bow their head a little bit and mentally offer respect to the sun. Maybe even saying some prayers to the sun. And those who are doing a little more, they will offer arghya. They will offer some water to the sun 3 times and saying Om Suryaya Namaha. In this way respecting the sun. So the sun is actually able at the same time to reciprocate with all the worshippers. And the sun god is a great personality, demigod. And if there's no one qualified to that position, then an expanded form of the Supreme Lord will appear as the sun and do the duty of the sun. So if even the sun can reciprocate, and even the other beings, they need the sun actually. So even the trees, they need the sunlight, and the plants. And so it's reciprocating with everyone. So Krishna is known as Krishna Surya. He's the source of everything, the source of the sun, and actually the sunlight is coming from Krishna's body, the Brahma Jyoti. So Krishna is reciprocating with everyone. At the same time, he can reciprocate with anyone, just like the sun. That has been explained in the Bhagavatam. Just like when Krishna is going for the Gocharan Leela. So that is known as the Purvana Leela, forenoon pastimes, after taking his nice breakfast, which Srimati Radharani is cooking with the gopis around this time. And then Rohini Ma is also there, and then so many beautiful preparations. The cooking and offering to Krishna is big breakfast. And then he's going out, taking care of the cows and the calves, but in a playful way. Krishna doesn't have to work hard. He's playing always. There was one disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Actually, he was from Germany, and he had come to Braj somehow, and he met the devotees, and then he was completely impressed by the philosophy of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Because in the West, they say God is an old man, because the older person, he has a beard, and grey hair. And then he's creating this world, and the 7th day he has to take some rest. But Krishna, he doesn't have to do any hard work. He has his agents, his expansions, Purushavatars, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, and the demigods, they're doing all the worlds, and Krishna is simply enjoying. When he heard about Krishna, he said, that must be the Supreme Lord. He's just enjoying, having a good time. So he became a disciple. Even he took sannyas from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. And he went to the West and did a little preaching, had a few disciples. So Krishna is performing his wonderful pastimes in the spiritual realm, Nitya Leela, always going on. Even when Krishna is coming in this world, it doesn't mean he's not there. He's there performing his Ashtakalya Leela, Nitya Leela, during the day and night. That is explained by the Acharyas, what Krishna is doing during the day and night. So he's performing his pastimes constantly. So similarly, so we are explaining about Krishna Loka. So 3 lokas are there where Krishna is performing his pastimes, and there's a 4th abode is there, that is Shvetadvip Navadvip. Where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is no different from C.C. Radha Krishna, is performing his eternal pastimes. Also throughout the day and night, he's always there. Also, when He is coming, it doesn't mean He's not there. They're always there, but at the same time, they're expanding here also. The same personality at the same time is manifested here. And so, as explained by Prabhupada, that is also known as Nitya Lila, but there's another name also known as Naimitika Lila. Because these pastimes in this material world, they're only there when the material world is manifested. And that is not always. So whereas in Golok, in the spiritual realm, always these pastimes are going there on, non-stop. By Krishna's will, sometimes this material world is manifested for millions of years, but that is only one moment for the Supreme Lord. Like Mahavishnu is exhaling, and then all the universes, they come into existence, and then these are millions of years, and he's inhaling, and then all the universes are again entering the body of Mahavishnu. And that is going on for such a long time. But at one point, the whole show is finished. And then Mahavishnu, Kshirodakshaya Vishnu is entering Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu entering Mahavishnu, and then Mahavishnu entering Mahashankarshan, the second of the Chaturvyu. The Mool Shankarshan, that is Balaram in Dwarka, the first Chaturvyu, and that Mool Shankarshan is simply the expanded form of Balaram in Braj. So even Balaram, so he has his expanded forms, and even Radharani, so the expanded forms are there. So even it is explained by the Acharyas. There's one Sanak Sanatan Samhita. The four Kumaras, great personalities, they have explained about Shrimati Radharani. The original form is always in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Vrishabhanu Nandini, Shrimati Radharani. She is always in Braj. But when Krishna is going to Mathura, then Yashodananda is becoming aprakat. It's not manifest. And Vasudev Krishna is going to Mathura. So when Krishna had taken, now Arjuna, the Akrura had taken Krishna as ordered by Kamsa, and who wanted to kill Krishna Balaram. So he brought them there, and the gopis, of course, and all the Mother Yashoda, they were crying, and usually the gopis, they were very reserved in front of the elders, not showing their affection for Krishna. But at that time, they could not control themselves, and they went in front of the chariot, and they were saying to Akrura, no, you cannot take him. Akrura means one who is not cruel. But they were telling him, you're cruel, you're cruel. You're taking Krishna, Prananath, the Lord of our life. And they were crying like anything. They could not control themselves. So then, still finally they had to let Krishna go. And then Krishna, at the border of Vrindavan and Mathura, Akrura had to take bath. He wanted to take bath and then do his noontime duties, chanting Gayatri also. So he was taking bath, and then he looked, and so Krishna Balaram in the water. And then he was thinking, well, they were just now in the chariot. They looked back, and Krishna Balaram was on the chariot, and Krishna Balaram here in the water. What is this going on? And then it was revealed to him that original Krishna Balaram are there on the chariot, and then Vasudeva and Shankarshan Balaram, they manifested, and they actually went then on the chariot, and they went to Mathura, and then later on to Dwarka. So when Krishna is aprakat, Yashodananda aprakat, and Shrimati Radharani, Vrishabhanu Nandini, she also becomes aprakat. And Viyogini Radha becomes manifest, expanded form of Shrimati Radharani, and crying in separation. And then later on, Krishna had gone to Dwarka, and then there was a lunar eclipse in Kurukshetra, and then Krishna went there, the Yaduvamshas went there, and everyone was meeting there. Solar eclipse was there, Kurukshetra, Dharma Kshetra, holy place, to observe the eclipse and just remember the Supreme Lord. And Krishna, just being the ideal king, he also went there. And the Brijbasis had also heard that Krishna has gone there, so we should also go there. And they went there. And then Krishna is meeting with Nanda Baba, Yashoda, and there's loving exchange there. So, but that is Vasudeva Krishna. And then the gopis also, after Vasudeva and Devaki, they meet, then Yashoda Nandan and welcome them, and Yashoda and Nanda Baba. So then the gopis, they had some little time, and Krishna then also disappeared from there, and a little hidden place. Then they met and they expressed their feelings. And the gopis, they were wanting to bring Krishna to Braj. And so, in one sense, that is also the origin of the Rath Yatra, Jagannath going from Nilachal, which is like Dwarka, and then going to Gundicha, that is representing Sri Vrindavan. So that actually the Acharyas have explained that Srimati Radharani, so that is the expanded form. Samyogini Radha, expanded form of the original form. So, of course, with material intelligence, we can never understand that. And for the devotees who are not purified, it is a little difficult, but we simply have to give oral reception to what the Acharyas have told, and then in due course of time you can realize the transcendental subject matter, which is extremely deep, and to fully realize is Krishna and his wonderful pastimes is not possible. Because Krishna is unlimited and his pastimes are unlimited. But to some extent what the Acharyas have revealed, that we can hear, and then by properly doing bhajan and serving under the direction of the spiritual master, we can realize the subject matter to some extent. But fully understand Krishna is not possible. And is not needed also. We have to try to love Krishna, like the Brijabasis, like Mother Yashoda, like the friends of Krishna, or like the gopis. So similarly here, the explanation is there about the associates of the Lord. And the Acharyas have explained, first of all, that the associates of Krishna and Braj, they are known as the Nitya Siddha. They're eternally perfect, always engaged in Krishna's pastimes and loving exchange. And then there's a category known as Nitya Bhada, eternally conditioned, but they're also eternal sons of Krishna. So by the mercy of the Lord, when this material world is manifested from time to time, then they can also get the opportunity by the mercy of Krishna, or the pure devotee who is coming in the form of the spiritual master, and by following the instructions, they can become perfect, as explained here also in the purport. And so it is explained here that, for example, the Surastri, that the woman of the heavenly planets who are qualified, as Prabhupada is mentioning. So not just, because not all the demigods are pure devotees. Just like in this world also, there are demons and then asuras, and then the asuras devotees are here who are godly. But even amongst the devotees, there are different categories of devotees. Even it is explained, Kanishta, Madhyam, Uttam, but they are all to be respected. But there is a difference there between a pure devotee and the one who is not yet pure. So even among the demigods, not everyone is a pure devotee, but still they are all to be respected. But those who are very pure, so they were, as Prabhupada is mentioning, so such as the mother of Upendra incarnation. So they were asked to come and assist in the pastimes of the Lord. In the Sarartha Dipika by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, so there that which is giving light, Dipika, about the meaning of the essence of the Bhagavatam, which is the 10th canto. So there he has explained, so that the different, not only the mother of Upendra incarnation, but many of the wives of the different incarnations, they were then asked to come. So because even in the heavenly planets, the incarnations are there, and then the wives, they were asked to come and assist, because Krishna is the source of everyone, and when Krishna is coming in this world, it is mentioned in the beginning here also, in the first chapter, that when Krishna is appearing, then all the incarnations are appearing also with Krishna. All of them. And then when demon has to be killed, then Vasudeva Krishna is actually killing. Again, Yashodanandan is just having a good time with his friends and the gopis. But Vasudeva Krishna, as Vishnu, is killing the demons. So then they're killed and Krishna is continuing his pastimes. There's only one time that is explained by Dhyan Chandra Goswami, a disciple of Gopal Guru, a great devotee of Mahaprabhu, disciple of Vakreshwar Pandit. There he has explained, when Krishna is performing the Rasa Leela, at that time, Vishnu, Narayan, Vasudev, they cannot be there. When Krishna is performing a Ras Leela, or Krishna at noon time, when he's Radha Kund, performing his intimate pastimes with the gopis, then Vishnu, Narayan, whoever is there with Krishna, they have to go up in the sky. And they have to wait till the pastimes with the gopis are over, and then again they're entering the body of Krishna. Wonderful Krishna, Adbhut Krishna. So similarly, so here the different, it is explained the different personalities who are assisting. So first of all, the Nitya Siddha Parikar, the eternal associates of Krishna, they are coming with Krishna when Krishna is coming in this world. And they are there in each universe. In one universe, Krishna just appeared. In one universe, Krishna is 1 year old. In one universe, Krishna is 2 years old. And so it means all the associates, Lalita, Vishaka, Rupa, Rati, Manjari, they are in each universe also. In one universe, then they are 1 year, and the other universe are 2 years. By Krishna's Yoga Maya, so that is possible. All the expanded forms of the gopis are manifested there. But then when Krishna is appearing, as indicated here, and it is mentioned in one other place, that when we have, as I was hinting in the beginning, that the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna Prabhupada is explaining about the relationships, and then is explaining there's two perfection. One is known as Sarup Gat, and the other known as Vastu Gat, or Sarup Siddhi and Vastu Siddhi. First we have to realize our Sarup, and then after that we can go to the pastime when Krishna is performing his pastimes, then we attain Vastu Siddhi, and then we can enter the pastimes of Krishna. So when Krishna is in one universe, then different others who have become perfect, they, as indicated here, some of the demi-goddesses, they were qualified and they were able to enter the pastimes of the Lord. Even it is mentioned that Shruti Chari Gopis, the personified Upanishads, they were also becoming perfect, and they realized their Sarup as gopis, and they were also entering the pastimes of the Lord. So many and others were there. So if we become perfect, then we can enter in the pastimes of the Lord in one of the universes. And then there is no more birth, as explained here in the beginning. Taktva dhyam punajan naiti mameti. So Arjuna is telling to Arjuna, one who goes to the spiritual realm, punarjanma, he will not have to take birth again. But it may be that he will come again, but in the liberated state. So that we should understand. So it is very beautiful. The most beautiful part of the Srimad Bhagavatam is the 10th canto. And from the 10th canto, which is basically in 3 parts, there's Braj Leela, Mathura Leela, and the Dwarka Leela. So even in the 10th canto, the Braj Leela part, first from the beginning to the 35th chapter, that is about Krishna's pastimes in Braj. So that is considered to be the essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then even further on, it is explained by the Acharyas. Then the loving exchange is there with the gopis, and the gopis are glorifying Krishna, and the associates of Krishna, like in the Venu Geet and the Gopi Geet, and then later on Yugal Geet. So about the Ras Leela, Rasa Panchadhyay, the 5 chapters dealing with the Rasa Leela, which is known by the Acharyas as Sarva Manoram, the most enchanting of the pastimes. So that is the essence of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are very fortunate that we are now discussing this wonderful Srimad Bhagavatam, the 10th canto. Hare Krishna. Any questions or comments? Maharaj, any comment? Give mic to Maharaj.
Here also in the first Kriya from Bhagavan to Kriya. One is that in order to satisfy Krishna, the wife of Devi also.
Yes.
But the first Kriya or Kriya, first Kriya, Krishna Kriya, for the satisfaction or the pleasure of Radharani, after a wife of Devi also take birth. Devi also take birth in order to satisfy
Yes.
Krishna and in order to satisfy three service. Srimati Radharani,
Yes.
Sura Striya,
Yes.
Striya, someone.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, nice comment by Maharaj. Yes, because ultimately all the gopis who are appearing in Braj, who are there in Braj, they are serving under the guidance of Srimati Radharani. Most of them. Yes. Hare Krishna. Who we should worship? Yes, the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, they are worshipping Yashodananda Krishna. As Mahaprabhu, he was in Puri and he was chanting the holy names, and then he was crying, Kanaya, Kanaya, Krishna, Krishna, where are you? Yashodananda, Nanda, Nandan. He was calling out to Yashodananda, Nanda, Nandan. He was not saying, Vasudev, Krishna, where are you? No. He was calling out to Yashodanandan. So we should worship Yashodanandan. What? Krishna killing the demons, yes? That is Vasudev Krishna. And we can understand? Yes, because Krishna, he doesn't like to kill the demons, and that the blood is there. It's not nice. So Vasudev Krishna is doing that. So he doesn't have to be bothered about that, and then he can continue with playing with his friends, and then later on with the gopis. So therefore Vasudev Krishna is killing, or Vishnu is killing. That the acharyas have explained. Okay? So we're not worshipping that Krishna who is killing the demons. We're worshipping that Krishna who is playing with the cowboys, who is playing with the gopis. We're worshipping that Krishna. We're not worshipping the Krishna who is killing the demons. To Vasudev Krishna we pray to please kill the anathas in our heart. Because we may have so many anathas, and they're like demons. So for that purpose we can pray to Vasudev Krishna. The demons are there in my heart, so you killed so many demons. Please kill these demons of my anathas. So in this way we can approach Vasudev Krishna, but ultimately then we show our love to Krishna. So even as sadhakas, sometimes Nishinga Chaturdas is there, we offer respect to Nishingadeva sadhaka, and we have love for everyone. So we have love for Nishingadeva also. But the Lord of our life, and we give our full heart to Krishna, Yashodanandan Krishna. And when there is a need as sadhaka, then we offer respect to Krishna, to Vasudev Krishna, to Nishingadev, as sadhaka especially more than. But when you are a little more advanced, then you don't want to spend much time with just like the gopis after Ras Leela. Krishna disappeared and they were looking for Krishna. And then Krishna, playfully, he took Chaturbhuj Roop. And then the gopis, they saw Krishna in form, they're praying, "Oh Narayan, have you seen Krishna? Please, please show us Krishna. Where is Krishna?" Narayan saying, "I don't know." And then they were looking here and there. So, but then when Radharani came, because she has so much love, so Krishna, he could not keep his form, and then he became Shyamasundar again. And then they were together. So we have to try to give all our love to Krishna, but as sadhakas we have to offer respect to Vasudeva Krishna to Nrsingadev, to Ramchandra Bhagavan, to the different incarnations, even to the demigods. We offer pranam to all the Vaishnavas. But our full love, that goes to Radha and Krishna. Okay? Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.